JB2 Is John the Baptist the symbol of the preparations for Christ? John the Baptist, by his preaching, is it the symbol or the fulfillment of all that was prepared by God in the Old Testament? Well, I would answer yes. He is. Just look at his preaching. There are two parts to his preaching. An extremely hard and true part that unashamedly announces to Herod, who lives with his brother's wife, who is a public adulteress, that he will not, hypocritical, escape the hell of fire, that he is not allowed to live with his brother's wife as long as his brother is alive, that the law of Moses is clear on it. This threat, proclaimed in front of a potentate who can kill him, but who is afraid of him all the same, so much his word is strong. This threat is the entire Old Testament related to the book of Moses. It is all the truth that is imposed, the truth that says where sin is. The Old Testament condemns to death, here in the case of spiritual death, the one who gravely sins and scandalizes the little ones. And then, in the preaching of John the Baptist, there is a second part, an aspect of humility, of mercy from God. It could be said that this corresponds to the whole of the second part of the Old Testament, after the exile to Babylon, when the Hebrew people changed, because misfortune struck them when they thought themselves right. And all of a sudden, he became poorer. And now John the Baptist preaches a baptism, with water poured on the bodies, the water that washes, the water that gives life, for the forgiveness of sins, and all sins can be forgiven. Everyone can come there. There are even some Pharisees who will come. And the Pharisees know him. He sees that their heart is not right. They are not poor sinners. They are people who come because, probably in a worldly way, it is good to go to see this prophet in the desert and to be baptized like the others. A bit like some will go to Mass, without putting the heart, and because it shows that we have its place first in the church. Well, John the Baptist tells them again their truths. Bane of vipers. So we see it well, the truth that reveals sin, and mercy that shows that sin can be forgiven if there is true repentance. All of this, one could say, it is the deep fruit of the Old Testament. Truth and humility meet in the Old Testament. As for the truth and the total love plus kenosis, that is to say, the broken heart, to obtain the beatific vision that, it will be the message of Jesus, it is the New Testament.